Dear brothers and sisters, as we gather together in many, many different parts of the world, we all look at life from one angle or another. As we look at our lives, we find that many, many of us go to work every day and make a living. We might be working for a small business, we might be working for a big business, we might own the business ourselves, we might be a CEO of a business, we could be in managerial position. But we all put in an effort. And when we think about a business is one which is either producing a product and selling it for some money, or providing a service so that the life of another business or another person or consumers might get better. That also when they are paid money for it. And generally businesses are done for profit, so that that business is providing for not only the people who work in the business, but also to be able to make the business grow. And so when we look at those people who either are running their businesses or people in positions of managerial states, we find that the ones who are successful are the ones who work very hard. There are many people who, instead of putting 40 hours a week, are putting up to 80 hours a week to make their business successful. There are many people in management who put in tremendous efforts to get their companies to do well. And they are quite well rewarded. And when we get a chance to talk to them as they travel all around the globe, and I have opportunities to talk to many, many people, I find there are many people who are either CEOs of companies or in managerial positions. They find themselves in a state where monetarily they are doing very, very well. They have nice homes, they have nice cars, they have nice facilities, they go on very nice vacations. But they generally say that even though they have all those materialistic gains, that they are not happy or peaceful. And when you start to dig into why is it that they're not happy, very quickly you realize that the efforts to make that business successful are so strong that they bring a lot of stress in the lives of the ones who are running these businesses. The stresses might come because of being able to make sure that the company is run harmoniously. So the one who's running the company has to make sure that the people in management, the people who are in the workforce, they all get together and they work amicably. They have to make sure that the product is produced on time. If it's a service, that the service be one which is being enhanced all the time. They also have to make sure that many departments are working in unison, whether the production people or the research people, whether the marketing or sales, that they all work together. So whether it's a product or it's a service, that service or product is always going to be excelling in the market for it to be selling there. And so all the pressures of trying to bring people together are such that not only do they create troubles just in running the company, but also as more and more time is spent at the workplace, then difficulties start to happen in the personal lives of these executives. And many of them start to have difficulties in their families, because maybe the family members feel they're not giving them enough time. Many of them have difficulties with their spouses or their siblings or others that they would normally socialize with. And so the stress of running a business is such that difficulties start to come in the life of those who are trying to monetarily make their life better. And so as you deal with many people in that state, what is a solution to help them? What can we suggest to them, or what can we do for them that will make their life easier or better? And when we start to think about business, the first thing that one should ask oneself is, what is the true business of life? Is this life given to us so that we grow, we educate ourselves, we start a business or we work for someone else, and we are remunerated for our efforts? And then as we get married and have children, that we are providing for our families? Is that the business of life, or is there something else? And as we start to dig into what is the true business of life, very quickly we realize that the efforts that are put in by us to be able to provide for monetary gains for ourselves and our families are bringing tremendous stress into our lives. There's a very interesting example about a family. This family had a couple of teenagers, and they went on vacation. And the father and the mother and the two teenagers, as they're vacationing, they are doing activities that they think are good for them. They think this is the time to bond with each other. But the father, who's also running a business, is getting all kinds of phone calls in this day and age, messages on the internet, and is trying to respond to them as he is trying to be with his family on vacation. So they come back from the vacation, and the teenagers invite a few of their friends to have a party at their home. So when the friends come in, they see that their friend's father is sitting on his desk and is working very hard trying to make phone calls and trying to make connections, and seems to be very tired. So these friends, as they meet the two teenagers, they ask them, "Hey, your dad looks as if he's under a lot of stress. So what have you guys been doing?" And the teenager said, "Oh, we just came back from a vacation." So the friend said, "If you came back from a vacation, then your dad should be feeling fine. He just seems so stressed out." And it's then that the teenagers told their friends that, "Oh, while he was on vacation, he was always on the phone. He's trying to talk to one client, he's trying to talk to the bank, he's trying to talk to the lawyers, trying to talk to his accountants. And even though we were on vacation, but he was always trying to be in a state where he was trying to run his business." And that is what happens to most people. Most people start a business and think that the business is going to give them more time and more monetarily gains and more things they'll be able to get for themselves and their family. And so they start a business, and they are the ones who have to run the business. But pretty soon, instead of them running the business is running them. Because the business then is telling them, hey, I need you. I need you to do this, I need you to do that, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. And one is just caught up in that process and forgets what the true business of life is. We're not sent here just to make money and provide for meals for ourselves. We've all been sent here with a great purpose. And that purpose is to be able to make use of the time that we've been given in this lifetime to first know what our true existence is. And once we do know who we truly are, then to make sure that we do connect with the Creator in this very lifetime. Self-realization and God-realization. This life that we lead, in which all of our attention is in the world outside, is not the kind of life that the Creator wants us to lead. God the Creator wants us to know God. God the Creator wants us to be one with God. And all the faculties which are required by us to know the Creator have been provided in this human frame, and this is why this is called the roof and crown of all creation. We've been sent here to do the business of life, to find out the mysteries of life and death, to realize that we can get off the wheel of transmigration, to know that in this very lifetime we can find the merger of our true self, which is our soul or our spirit, in God. So as we focus our attention on the true work that we're supposed to do, we will realize that everything that is needed by us to get to our goals has been given to us. When we think about the true purpose of life, we all go to our faiths. We go to the experiences of the great saints and mystics who came in all traditions and all parts of the world. And when we read their writings, they are a blueprint for us to get to our goals. Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, who wrote much about life itself, who explained what our life is, who are we, what is our relationship with the Creator, and what is the way that we need to be walking on to get to our goals. So in one of his verses, Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj says, he says, Zindagi खाबे मुसलसल के सिवा कुछ न सही. जिंदगी खाबे मुसलसल के सिवा कुछ न सही, इसकी ताबीर तो दर्शन को बता दे साकी. इसकी ताबीर तो दर्शन को बता दे साकी. So when we translate this into English, it is, this world may be no more than a continuing dream, but grant to darshan the realization of life's true objective. So Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj is telling us this life which we think to be real, because we're all living at the level of our physical senses. So whatever we experience through our physical senses, we take to be real. Whatever we see with these eyes, we think to be real. Whatever we hear with these ears, we think to be real. But Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj is saying that this world may be no more than a continuing dream. That the world that we find ourselves in, and all the interactions that we have here, are a continuous dream. It's a dream that keeps on going on and on and on. And what happens when we are dreaming? See, when we are dreaming, everything seems to be real. We could be laughing in the dream, we could be scared in the dream. We could be traveling to one part of the world. We could be in our own home meeting our loved ones. Our dreams could be such that they elate us, or other dreams could be very terrifying or devastating to us. And our dreams, as long as we are in that state, all seem to be very, very real. Because when we experience them, we think of that to be reality. But when we wake up from the dream, we realize there was a dream. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj is telling us, don't take the experiences that you have at the physical level to be reality. Reality is much more conscious than what we experience through our physical senses. The world that we live in is the world of Maya or world of illusion. What we see and what we hear is not what it actually is. In reality, we are not the body, we are not the mind, we are not our brains. We are soul, which is giving life to this body. And that soul can experience itself while being in the human body. And this is what all the great saints and mystics have been talking about. That this lifetime is an opportunity to experience that soul. And while we experience ourselves at that level, then we will find that we are able to experience spiritual realms which are occurring concurrently with this physical realm of ours. And as we rise above physical body consciousness, and as we soar into the spiritual regions, then the coverings which are surrounding our soul are removed one by one. And as each covering is removed, we try to experience ourselves more and more as we truly are. And so the spiritual journey, which is a journey of love, which is a journey of light, is one in which we start to experience ourselves as we originally were created. And it is that experience that makes us realize who we are. That we are spirit, we are soul, we are a conscious being. And then, as we go on the spiritual journey, which is a journey of light, which is a journey of love, we are able to experience more and more of the Creator. And with help and guidance, one day we will be able to have the merger of a soul in God. And that's the work that we have to do in life. We're not here just to make money. We're not here to provide for our families. We're not here just to do a job in this world which we think we've done a great job at. Those are needed to survive. But our true purpose here is to work towards knowing ourselves and towards being one with God. And that is what each and every one of us can do. It's not that only a few people can know God. Each and every one of us, irrespective of whatever faith we belong to, irrespective of whatever countries we are born in, irrespective of whatever languages we speak, we all have been given all the faculties which are required to know ourselves. So we all can be one with the Creator. We all can experience ourselves at the level of a soul. The process of experiencing ourselves at the level of the spirit is called meditation. Meditation, nothing more than taking our attention away from the world outside and focusing it within ourselves, so that through this gateway, which is between and behind the two eyebrows, which is called the single eye or the third eye or the Divya Chakshu or the Dasmadvar, that we're uplifted into regions which are more conscious than this physical region of ours. And as we go on the spiritual journey, then we will be unfolding the secrets of this physical existence. Because as we go on the spiritual journey, it's a journey of our soul. It's a journey that our soul takes so that it is able to uncover the realities of our true existence. Saints and mystics are always exhorting us to sit in silence, which is another name of meditation. Meditation is silencing the body and silencing the mind. So sitting in silence or praying with attention are various names given to meditative techniques. And as we learn those techniques, as we put them into play, then we will be able to take steps which will take us to our goals. In the verse that Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj wrote, in this verse he's saying in the second line, but grant to darshan the realization of life's true objective. So, in the first line he's saying that this world is a continuous dream. But he's praying to God, saying, oh God, please grant to me the realization of what the true objective of this life is. What am I supposed to do when I came into this world or when you sent me into this world? So please make it very clear to me. And as we get clarification of what our true objective in this life is, we realize that objective is to first truly know ourselves and then find the merger of our true self, our soul, in God. So as we practice the meditative techniques, we are able to go on this spiritual journey. We're able to unfold the divine treasures which are within ourselves, and we're able to then attain states of peace and joy and happiness which lasts and lasts and lasts, because all of those states are within ourselves. They're not on the world outside. And as we connect with these states, then we find that our life is totally fulfilled. So let us meditate for a few minutes. Please sit as comfortably as you can. Close your eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeballs should be straight, focus 8 or 10 inches in front of you. And as you close your eyes, those of you who have been initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, please do your Simran. Those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. The repetition of God's name should be done mentally and not out loud. I pray to God Almighty and to the three great spiritual masters of the past century, Hazur Baba Savan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and the gracious spiritual master, Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light in its effulgence. We'll be sitting for a few minutes. I'll be getting you out of this meditative state at that time, and my best wishes are with each and every one of you. प्लीज स्लीप ऑफ, छोड़ दीजिए जी.